Hello everyone, welcome again to the Good Shed in Cressley. Jane and I are doing the EDM project here, and that will be every other Monday, so please text me on 0790 38200950 to find out more details. Today we have the lovely Sarah here, who is running the whole Good Shed project, and she's going to now tell us much more about the idea, and so you can come along and join in with the projects, because they are open from a Tuesday to a Saturday every day. So thank you, Sarah, very much for letting us use this space and to work with you to sort of make the community a better place.
Thank you very much, Jen. So the Good Shed Trust, who I work for, were formed in 2011, and they wanted to essentially make sure that this amazing Grade 2 listed building didn't go to rot and to ruin like so many others have within the Llanelli area. So they pushed and pushed, and eventually they were able to purchase the building from Network Rail, and we opened in October 2022. We had an official opening where the office block, which had already been refurbished and has adult community learning and a couple of other council related people and a private business, are all based next door. My role is to work with volunteers to deliver services for the community, mostly based within the main shed area, and just behind us you can see some of our cafe servery. So we are currently closed on a Mondays for the cafe, but as Jen said, we are going to be open Tuesdays to Saturdays 10 until 2 o'clock. So throughout the week we run a couple of different groups. We have our over 50s group, which meet on a Thursday. We have a craft group which meet on a Wednesday, and then we have other groups then which are much like yourselves, maybe every other week or the first 2 Thursdays of the month. So there's an NHS antenatal and parent craft group, who are the first 2 Thursdays of the month from May. And then every other Friday we've got a breastfeeding support group here. But we're always willing to work with other people to develop more services for the community. We put on community events, which can be from quite a lot of people, like our wellbeing event was a couple of weeks ago, to much more smaller scale events. So we did a event hosting the Eden communities here. That was in November of last year, and we had about 20 to 30 people turn up to that. So both ends of the spectrum when it comes to events. And basically we just want to make sure that the building is brought back into life, celebrating the industrial heritage of Llanelli, because when you look at why did the town grow from a village into a town, it was the industry.
Yeah.
So we want to celebrate the people that did the hard work, the hard graft, make sure that there's somewhere where their story gets told, and then continue to sort of offer things to our community, for our community, so people can have happier lives, a better quality of life, make friends, not feel so lonely anymore.
Yeah. So what can you have in the cafe here?
So in the cafe we serve amazing Tivy coffee and hot chocolates. So they're a Wales-based supplier. I think they're in Ceredigion as opposed to Carmarthenshire. I'm not too sure. I think they're on the border. And then our tea is supplied by tea traders, who are obviously based in Carmarthen.
Yeah.
So we do loose leaf tea and tea bag tea. But then we do try and make sure that we have an onus on homemade, freshly made things. So what we normally serve in the cafe food wise, and it is going to be expanding soon as well, we do homemade soups. So we do tomato and basil, butternut squash and chilli. We kind of add the soups to and as, based on what's seasonal as well. We do our own homemade jam, which is available to buy as well. So we use the jam with our homemade scones and cream, so you can have a little afternoon little cream tea kind of going on here. We also do our own homemade chutney, which we serve with homemade quiche, and because the quiche is crustless, that means it's gluten free. So it was really important to us that the cafe had it was an inclusive menu as possible, because in this day and age we're a lot more educated now about intolerances, allergies. And we have volunteers who run the cafe alongside Kim, who's our catering volunteer coordinator. Kim does a wonderful job working with the volunteers. So we make sure anyone that wants to volunteer in the cafe is able to get their level 2 food hygiene, so that we know that what we are serving and producing is the quality you get in a more traditional kind of restaurant or cafe locally.
Because I'm born and bred from Penavan, and that's literally up the quarry from here. So I've grown up I'm born and bred from down here. I used to play in here as a child. And
You're not the only person that's
no.
told me.
No, but I used to play down the quarry. I used to play in here as a child, but coming in here and seeing the difference that has been made in here is amazing, because it was just an empty shell.
Yeah.
And when I came in, I was shocked how much it had changed, how much you've improved it.
Oh, thank
And
you.
having there's a
train.
train there as well. I'm going to show the train. There's a train in here as well. But like I said, I used to play in here and it was nothing but an empty shell, and it's really come along nice. Because I came in with you and I said tonight what's the difference, and I used to play in here. So it took me back a bit. And you also call, there's a sign there which made me feel quite young, because it's not spelled like Llanelli in Lanelli. It's Laney,
Yeah, it's the old spelling.
So I felt quite young being in here again. So I have really enjoyed it, and it's a nice place. It's big open space area, so people won't feel like it's small, because it is a big area, so they should enjoy coming here.
Yeah, I think people don't quite understand how big the Good Shed is until they walk through the doors. So, you know, as you said, we have a train in here. It's a 2-carriage pacer train. Not many places can fit a train inside them, which is quite something. And we've got 2 little pod rooms now as well. So if people want to have a more private space, we're able to offer that as well in the main cafe. And it's amazing the amount of people that walk in here. Like, I'm from the community. My great uncle used to be a supervisor here in the 80s until it closed.
All right.
So I've got a family linked to the building as well. And so many people walk in here and they'll go, oh, I used to play here when I was a kid, or I used to work here. And one of the really popular stories that people really enjoy telling me is that, so we're on 1.2 acres of post-industrial land, and unfortunately this particular shed is on the next site down, but it's the banana shed is what it's called.
Yeah.
The number of people, and they're usually older gentlemen, who say, I used to come and rob bananas from the banana shed as a child. And I remember there was one guy that came in and he went, oof, I had the bananas before and I got terrible food poisoning, and to this day I can't eat another banana, because of course back in the day they would have come over and been green.
Yeah.
And they'd be put into that shed to ripen.
Yeah.
But I just thought the number of people that are quite happily telling me these things, and I'm thinking we get the PCSOs popping quite a lot, but maybe historic fruit theft isn't that high on their priority, funnily enough.
No.
Like I said, this was my go-to place to get away from my parents. So
Yeah.
it was like down the quarry, and it was just down a bit, and it was like my go-away to get away from everybody. Me and my
Yeah.
friends used to come down and play, and like I said, I just felt young again coming in here.
Oh, that's lovely.
And like I can see the difference what's been done. Like I said, it wasn't a total empty shell before all this came in.
Yeah. And one of the other things that we've got happening outside, like I said, we're on 1.2 acres of land, is that we are completing, weather permitting, please be sunny and stay sunny, a biodiversity and wellbeing walk on the site. So we're going to have some information panels up about some of the flora and fauna that we found here, because there's some unusual plants or quirky little insects and things like that that have been found or sighted on the land. And we're also going to have a community garden so that people can come here, and it's another volunteering opportunity then for people to get involved in the garden. And obviously aspirationally the ideal dream would be you grow your things in the garden, then they come to the cafe, and then, you know, because what we're going to be growing is going to be organic, we're not going to use pesticides and things like that. So, you know, hopefully we get enough of a yield to do a little bit of subsidising. And then we also offer volunteering opportunities then in heritage. So I've got a volunteer who helps write things for our website. But then, you know, I'm always happy to talk to people about volunteering and to help them to develop a role then. So everyone's got a place, and I want everyone to feel welcome to the Good Shed. Because everybody is welcome, hand on heart, genuinely,
I do, like I said, I've grown up here, and I feel, like I said, I hope it's amazing what you've done here. It's a big improvement already. Walking in here, like I said, it was an empty shell. I didn't expect all is what's here.
And we're only about a third of the way in the shed at the moment,
Yeah,
so there's 2 more thirds to go.
You're doing well. It's doing well,
Well, hopefully we can bring lots of people in
Yeah.
Yes.
and also provide volunteer opportunities within our project to support your project, which is why I really like this.
Yeah.
We can use the garden to do the painting of the circles.
Yeah.
Especially if the weather does decide to carry on being nice.
Yeah. So there's lots we
Yeah.
could do together.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be good.
And moving really forward, we can start offering corporate,
Yes.
fantastic events, can't we?
Yeah.
Yes.
And,
Because we've done some community events already because you came along
Yeah.
and supported us.
Yeah.
So you've
Yeah.
seen how busy it can be
Yeah, it was
here.
really good. And we
Yeah.
can take it out there so people from other parts of Wales and even England can come here for a day
And see
Yeah.
everything.
and see everything
Yeah.
and learn about who they are and all this stuff,
Yeah.
leadership, and put that back into the community.
Yes.
Great. Well, thank you very much.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jen. Thank you, Jane.
No problem.
Thank you. Bye bye then.
Bye.